Hello, and welcome to Buhay Maestra. For today's video, we will discuss the artistry in Luzon. Ilocos Region. The Ilocanos are among the largest ethno-linguistic groups in the country. Majority of them are living in La Union, Abra, Isabela, and other parts of the country. Old Spanish churches and the old houses built during the colonial times. Paway Church. The St. Augustine Church, Iglesia de San Agustin de Paway, commonly known as the Paway Church, is a Roman Catholic church in the municipality of Paway, Ilocos Norte, in the Philippines. Completed in 1710, the church is famous for its distinct architecture, highlighted by the enormous buttresses on the sides and back of the building. It is declared as a national cultural treasure by the Philippine government in 1973 and a UNESCO World Heritage Site under the collective groups of Baruch Churches of the Philippines in 1993. Old Houses of Vigan. Established in the 16th century, Vigan is the best preserved example of a planned Spanish colonial town in Asia. Its architecture reflects the coming together of cultural elements from elsewhere in the Philippines, from China, and from Europe, resulting in a culture and townscape that have no parallel anywhere in East and Southeast Asia. Vigan is unique for having preserved much of its Hispanic colonial character, particularly its grid street pattern and historic urban layout. Its significance also lies on how the different architectural influences are blended to create a homogeneous townscape. Panagbel, or loom weaving, the oldest Ilocano tradition that they have inherited from their ancestors. Until now, it is still very much practiced in the Ilocos Region, Cagayan, Isabela, and Cordillera. The main ingredients of this loom weaving are tilar, sinulid, and pasensya. With the use of wooden tilars, bamboo sticks, and native threads, yarns, Ilocanos patiently weaves. It requires high eye and hand dexterity to finish a good classic design of a bell. It takes a week to complete a full bed cover. Iloco or Inabel fabric. This special fabric is made from cotton, which undergo the painstaking binatbatan or beating of the cotton balls using bamboo sticks to separate the seeds during the initial stage. The Inabel is one of the many prides of the Ilocos region in the Philippines. Abel is the Ilocano word for weave, and Inabel can be interpreted to mean any kind of woven fabric. Inabel fabric is made of cotton and may be plain or patterned. Noted foods of the Ilocanos: pinakbet, denengdeng. Bagoong munamon, bagoong munamon dilis, or simply bagoong, and bugoong munamon in Ilocano, is a common ingredient used in the Philippines and particularly in northern Ilocano cuisine. It is made by fermenting salted anchovies, munamon, or munamon in Ilocano, which is not designed nor customarily used for immediate consumption, since it is completely raw. Pinakbet, also called pakbet or pinakbet, is an indigenous Filipino dish from the northern regions of the Philippines. Pinakbet is made from mixed vegetables steamed in fish or shrimp sauce. The word is the contracted form of the Ilocano word pinakibet, meaning shrunk or shriveled. The original Ilocano pinakbet uses bagoong of fermented monamon or other fish for seasoning sauce, while further south, bagoong alamang is used. The dish usually includes bitter melon, ampalaya. Other vegetables used include eggplant, tomato, okra, string beans, chili peppers, parda, winged beans, and others. Root crops and some beans like kamote, patani, kadiyos are optionally added. The young pod of marunggay is added. It is usually spiced with ginger, onions, or garlic. A Tagalog version typically includes kalabasa. Denengdeng, also called inabrao, is a dish of the Ilocano people of the Philippines, similar to pinakbet. It is classified as a bagoong munamon soup-based dish. Unlike pinakbet, dinengdeng contains fewer vegetables and contains squash and more bagoong munamon soup base. The dish may contain the following vegetables: hote leaves, the pods and leaves of the barangay, the leaves and fruits of bitter melon, the kalabasa squash and blossoms, alacon blossoms, amaranth leaves, sweet potato tubers and leaves, gourds like kabatiti and tabungal, string beans and shoots, talinum, sayotes, squash and shoots, chili peppers, sabunganay or banana blossoms, corn, West Indian pea blossoms, tangkoy or winter melon, eggplant, okra, winged beans, parda beans or chicharo, lima beans, various mushrooms like oyster mushrooms, whole taro, cassava tuber, purple yams, wild potatoes, grilled or fried fish, or leftover meat. Pangasinan is known as the salt capital of the region during the prehistoric time. The name Pangasinan means place of salt or place of salt making. It is derived from the prefix pang, meaning for, the root word asin, meaning salt, and suffix an, signifying location. Pangasinan is a province in the Philippines located in the Ilocos Region in Luzon. Its capital is Lingayen. Pangasinan is on the western area of the island of Luzon along the Lingayen Gulf and West Philippine Sea. Pangasinan is the second province of Dr. Jose P. Rizal. It is where his childhood love blossomed when he fell in love with his cousin, Leonor Rivera. Bulinaw mats. The mat is made of buri, palm, pandanus, or seagrass leaves. The leaves are dried, usually dyed, then cut into strips and woven into mats, which may be plain or intricate. The art and beauty of banig weaving lie in the intricacy of folding over the strips of the material to yield a design of interlaced folds and entails a sequential order of steps to create geometric patterns and rhythm. Cordillera Autonomous Region. The area of the Cordillera Autonomous Region shall consist of the city and provinces of Benguet, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Abra, Kalinga, Apayao, and the chartered city of Baguio. Benguet is a landlocked province of the Philippines, located in the southern tip of the Cordillera Administrative Region in the island of Luzon. The native inhabitants of Benguet comprises three ethno-linguistic groups. Cancanés dominate the northwestern municipalities, Ibaloys are concentrated on the southeast, and Kalanguyas are mostly found in the east. Tinalik basket. Baskets made from rattan. Rice terraces. The terraces are found in the province of Ifugao, and the Ifugao people have been its caretakers. The Ifugao people practice traditional farming, spending most of their labor at their terraces and forest lands, while occasionally tending to root crop cultivation. Kalinga textiles are characterized by dominant red stripes and motifs of geometric pattern, as well as nature symbols. Ikat, loincloth, weaved by the Ifugao. Ikat, an Indonesian term meaning bind together. Kadangyan burial cloth. Burial cloth for rich people, and only grandmothers are allowed to weave it during the olden times. The fire mummies of the Philippines, also known as the Kabayan mummies, Benguet mummies, or Abuloy mummies, are a group of mummies found along the mountain slopes of Kabayan, a town in the northern part of the Philippines. Scientists believe that the mummies were created by the Ibuloy between 1200 and 1500 AD in 5 towns in Benguet and buried in caves. Others believe that the process of mummification began at 2000 BC. What makes the mummies unique is their process of mummification. That mummification began shortly before a person died, where he would digest a very salty drink. After his death, his corpse was washed and set over a fire in a seated position, thus drying the fluids. Smoke from tobacco was blown into the mouth to dry the body's inside and internal organs. Eventually, herbs were rubbed into the body. Mummified bodies are then placed in a coffin made of pine wood and laid to rest in rock shelters, natural caves, or man-made burial niches. Tattoo art. Another form of art in Mountain Province. It is a part of their clothing and is considered as decoration. It signifies the rite of passage from youth to adult life, heroism, status in the community, and bravery. Sinew C1. Cloth fabric for the people of Bontoc, used as blanket. Ikat. Loincloth weaved by the Ifugao, characterized by a diamond stripes of white and red stripes. Wanis. Men's G-string. Lufid. Women's wrap around. Ifugaos are great basket weavers. Bronze amulet, tied to a single cotton string, worn around the neck by women and men. The hanger is said to be a fertility symbol, its shape probably representing a uterus.